Hello everyone, it's Laurie from Cook Scrap Craft, and I've got a process video for you today for the Let's Get Sketchy March Challenge. So I'm part of the design team. Today is reveal day, so if you go to the Let's Get Sketchy blog, which I will have linked below, you'll be able to see how everyone else has interpreted the sketch. And I drew it on a little post-it so that I could film this on my phone and not have to use my phone to look up what the sketch was. So basically, there were like three vertical photos going across maybe like the middle or bottom lower half of the page. And I decided, since I didn't have three photos, I was going to do two photos, cut them down so that they weren't so big, because I always get my photos printed 4x6. So I was going to cut them down to make them a little bit smaller. And then in the center, I was going to do like one of those Project Life cut apart cards. Of course, those cards are very small, and the photos just couldn't be cut down quite so much. So instead of doing doing them all in that like 3x4 size, I decided I was going to just do or back the what am I trying to say? The Project Life card onto some other pattern paper and have the pattern paper be the same size as the photos. And of course, I do have to cut down quite a little bit because the scrap bit of pattern paper that I had was smaller than the photos, but that's okay. I ended up making it work. So the collection that I'm using here is Doodlebug, and I think it was the Halloween collection that they had come out last year. So at the end of fall of 2020, that was the collection. And I got this from Paper Issues, so they still have some of this in stock. Some of the embellishments they didn't have that I really wanted, so I should have purchased this earlier in anticipation of doing Halloween photos or October photos, but I did not, so that's on me. But what I did get, and you'll probably saw this in my February haul video, what I did get was a 12x12 sticker sheet. So that has a lot of really great sticker embellishments on it, as well as letters, alpha stickers. So that was really helpful. And this layout, the design is pretty straightforward, but you can kind of like go do whatever you want with it. So it's like there's some pattern paper that goes behind the photos, or you could like back all three of them onto the same thing and then do another piece of pattern paper that's a little bit bigger behind that. I was kind of not doing that so much, and it does take me a while to figure out what I want to do. So I had already cut into this collection, and I had some scrap bits kind of left over. So that's what I was working with. So I didn't have a lot of full 12x12 sized stuff. And I'm trying to figure out, like, I don't want too much of that bat pattern paper to be covered up by the photos, because I like it. The bat pattern paper goes really well with these. They're photos of my daughter dressed as Jack Skellington and then going into town to see this Jack Skellington scarecrow that a local business made and put out in front of their store. So I don't want the bats to be super covered. I want them to be seen. So I'm trying to figure out the best placement. Do I cut the photos down a little bit more? And I pulled some washi tape, and thinking that I could maybe like extend some tape, extend like that border piece from the Doodlebug thing. I didn't really like how the Doodlebug border, it sort of gets lost a little bit against the polka dot. And then if I was to put the pictures on top, see, this goes back and forth. I go back and forth with this like a lot. And of course, I still am having trouble with some of my washi tape, and I don't know if it's temperature or if at some point certain types of washi tape just like go bad. If anyone has any experience with this, please let me know, because it's super annoying. Because that houndstooth tape, I really wanted to use it, and I wanted it to go across the page, and of course it didn't. So I had to stop the recording while I struggled with that. It was really annoying. But as you can see, I moved the arrow washi tape, which is Vicky Bouton, down to the bottom, and that goes underneath the Doodlebug scallops. And then I was keeping the two like bits of the houndstooth that I was able to pull apart. I was keeping that on the side, just as like a little filler, I guess you could say, so that you think it's going across behind the photos, but it's not actually. And that's kind of a fun trick to do if you don't want to use a whole strip of pattern paper or washi tape. You just use a little bit and then trick people into thinking it's going behind your photos or whatever you've got on top of it. And then you have the rest of it that you can use for something else. So here, once again, I have to trim down the photos. And maybe if I had planned this in advance, I would have just printed the photos out at a smaller size, but I wasn't. I wasn't thinking about that at the moment. I don't tend to plan my layouts in advance when I've got the photos going. I just like print the photos and then I'm like, I'll just cut it down later. I don't know how everybody else does it. If you sit there and you look at the photos before you print them and you're like, I want to do this design for these photos. And I have done that before and I got really like anal about it, but it didn't last very long. It was just a lot of work and a lot of effort. And I just felt like I was spending too much time trying to figure out sizing for the photos and everything like that. So I would rather just spend my time scrapbooking. And so I'll just print the photos out and deal with all of that later. So you can see there's more of the bat paper showing on the sides, which is great. And then it does look like the houndstooth is going all the way across behind. So instead of doing the sketch is more where there's like stuff going in the middle behind the photos. So I'm more bringing some of that down below the photos as opposed to behind and in the middle. But you can do whatever you want because that's the beauty of the sketch, and you'll see the rest of the design team all has a unique take on this sketch. And if you enter your layout, which we hope that you do at the Let's Get Sketchy blog, you will, we would love to see your take on this sketch. So finally, I figured out where I wanted to put the washi and that border piece. And I just love the colors in this collection because they are kind of typical Halloween colors, orange, black. Then you've got that really great like bright purple and green and that blue, which I just love. And all the patterns in this collection are really super awesome. So now, kind of to fit with the sketch, there is like a circular embellishment in that corner there where I put the spider. So I cut that out, just fussy cut it out of that square, and I'm going to use it there as my embellishment. And then I love that little bat sticker. I think I'm going to use them up at the top. This had a lot of really great embellishments, a lot of really great pieces that like went so well with these photos. They just really did. Because if you don't know, Jack Skellington has a bat bow tie that he wears. So I loved the inclusion of the bats here. So up at the top, I used the excess of the Doodlebug sticker banner, and I just created a little banner up at the top with the bat, and then I think a Doodlebug pumpkin spice enamel dot in orange. I only had 3 of those left, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to use it on this layout. So then I added a little arrow sticker. I can't remember what it says, and I can't read it from here, like "stay scary" or something like that. But just really cute. And I'm tapping my fingers because I'm trying to figure out what else to include. I'm kind of running low. I wish I had more of those enamel dots because I really love the way that they look. And maybe if I had some bright orange Nuvo drops, I could have used those as well. But as you can see, I added a black heart sticker. It's actually polka dot, and then I put an orange enamel dot right next to it. So I'm trying to just kind of figure out the rest of my clusters. I did a lot of like pausing of this video as I was recording it. But yeah, I was just trying to figure out the clusters, and I had pulled several alpha stickers just to kind of see what might work. The title is going to be "We Love Jack." So because I really, really wanted to use those orange alphas, I can't remember who they were from. Pretty Little Studio maybe? But I really wanted to use them, and of course I didn't have an O, so I had to take a Q and cut it so that it looks like an O. And luckily, that's, I think it's a Bella Boulevard alphas that I'm using right now. They had some heart stickers on there. So I was able to incorporate the black heart stickers and just kind of add and build out my embellishment clusters, and then use some of those alphas as well. So this is a 3 alpha sticker title, which I love. And it's actually, the placement of my title is kind of the same place as where it is on the original sketch. And you can make it as big or as small as you want. But I'm actually, I kind of am working on weird diagonals here. I guess you could say the diagonal of the title is mirroring the diagonal of the sketch, or the design as a whole, because I've got the little banner up top in the left, and then we're bringing it down to the embellishment cluster in the right, and then the title is kind of going from left to right as well. And I am going to include a little bit of journaling there. So this is almost done. I've got some close-ups to follow that will give you a little bit more detail about what I did. I actually ended up making my own journaling spot. I think that's what I'm doing here. I actually don't know. You'll see it in the close-ups. So once again, the Let's Get Sketchy blog is going to be linked below so that you can add your own take on this sketch. We'd love to see what you do. I hope this video was inspiring. Please subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss out on more scrapbook process videos. I've got even more coming up this month, so I'm super excited about that. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.